week we were talking about characteristics of a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, that you need to be flexible, you need to be ambitious, you need to be humble. And I am going to be talking about planning. When you are starting your business, you are like someone who's building your own house. So when you're building your own house, you can't just wake up and say, I'm already building a house without making a plan. You need to start to have a plan. And you know that I'm going to be having a 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom, or whatever that is going to happen. That is the same also when you are starting your own business. When you want to be an entrepreneur, with all those qualities, now you need to know that you need to do planning. You must lay a foundation before you start. And that foundation is planning. In this case, the management functions is the foundations on which you build your business. So your starting point of management being planning. Planning is very important. If you just start a business without seeing planning, even the cost, the whatever that is going to be involved in that business, that's when you see that sometimes when the business is just starting, that person is already failing because they didn't know what is it that is involved, the cost, everything that is needed for that business to be successful. So it is very important to lay a strong foundation of planning. How am I going to be doing this business? What are the objectives of my company? What is it that I want to achieve? What are the end results after this business has been done? What is it that I'm looking at? The market that I'm going to be targeting and what is happening around. So you need to be having all that information. Then you start to plan. How am I going to start? How am I going to do everything? So you need to properly plan. Yes, everyone is in business. Most of the people, they are calling themselves entrepreneurs, but you don't just come and you just come from nowhere. You just start doing business without counting, calculating the cost and everything that is needed, having a very clear picture. A plan is like a roadmap of your business, where you are going to go with your business and how you're going to do it. If we see that this pandemic has affected giants, big companies, that we saw, that we were always admiring and saying, if I have a successful business, I would want to be like this company. But you see that along the way with this pandemic that came as a surprise to everyone, even giants were falling. Why? The plan and whatever they had planned, it was not going to, it did not accommodate the crisis times like these. And you are bound to fail if you didn't do thorough planning. So planning, it involves 3 steps. This is what I'm going to be sharing with you. The 3 steps that are there in planning. Before I talk about the 3 steps, you need also to be realistic when you are planning your business. Be realistic. Don't plan things that do not even exist at all. Don't start to build things that are not even there to say, I'm going to invent this and do this. You need to be realistic when you are planning your business. You need also to be flexible because, like I was saying last week, sometimes when you plan that business, there was no pandemic, there was no COVID, there were no crises. But now what is it that you should do at such a time like this? Is that plan going to work at such a time when everyone is crying and some business are closing? Can you go on and just go ahead and say, I'm starting my business? Don't you need maybe to go back again and be realistic of what is there on the ground and what you are able to do and what you are not even able to do? The limitations that are there, that is coming with the situation that is there, that is affecting everyone globally. So you need to be flexible and you need to be realistic. You have to ensure realistic planning. You need information from past experience, from other businesses that started before you even started running. What am I saying? I'm saying maybe I want to start a restaurant. Maybe I want to start a boutique. I need to know how were others surviving last year about one, the previous years, what were they doing, their experiences, what they've been going through, how they've been conducting their business. It should be some of the information that you are about, that you need to get, because that industry that you are getting into, you're not the first, you're not the new one. There are some people who have been in this field, and you need to try and have more information before you plan, so that you whatever that you're planning, you become realistic. You know what you are getting yourself into. You know what you're starting. You know all the implications that you might get, and the difficulties and the challenges that other companies have also experienced. That would then be necessary information that you need as you start to plan. You should have, we have 3 that I was talking about. Long-term planning, that is where you want to see your business for the next 5 to 10 years, how you want to see your business growing, where you see yourself is your vision for your business. This is a long-term planning goals. So as you are starting that business, it's involving, it involves deciding on the main objective of the business. That means the overall direction of how your business is going to go, everything that you're going to do, those long-term planning. You need to plan ahead. That business that you are already running, do you have plans for the next 5 years? To say in the next 5 years, we need to be recognized internationally or nationally. We need to be recognized. We need to be doing this. Maybe I need to open 3 or 4 businesses. What is it? What exactly do you want? What are the objectives of that business? What are the end results? What have you planned? What's the vision for your company? If you check other people's company, they don't have any vision. They are just running like someone who's just running as far as at home and saying, as long as I get profit and do whatever that I'm doing, it's okay. But I'm saying you should have long-term planning, where you have a vision and see that business that is going to be very successful even in the next 10 years. What is it that you want your business to be, the direction that you want your business to take? Usually, our main objective is to have profit, but at what percentage? What is it that you are intending to do in the next 5 years? So when you do that, you focus on those long-term plans. You ask yourself questions like, how many shops, how many branches do I want to have? And you also, how best can I use my investments to ensure availability of capital or for the next decade? What is it that you want to do? How many branches do you intend to have? How many shops do you intend to have? What exactly do you see? Where do you see your business in the next 5 years? So that's long-term planning.
Do you want to run an excellent business, or are you in need of lifestyle tips? Yes, it's goal-oriented life and business coaching with Mandy Sigauke. Be sure to book your one-on-one session with Mandy. This session is equipped with various nuggets that could help you in your business as well as your life. This package includes goal setting, business planning, corporate and general etiquette, motivation, and many more. Contact the numbers on the screen and book your online session now. Be equipped and empowered to face the world head-on and be successful. It's goal-oriented life and business coaching with Mandy Sigauke.
Medium-term planning. This now you are focusing on deciding on the secondary objectives which are set to achieve the main goal. The questions to ask at this stage when you are doing the medium-term planning, what is my budget for the next 3 years for my business? How will I advertise my business for the next year? You know, some people you can just see they're running their business, but they don't even know what they are going to be doing, the activities, what is going to be happening. How are you going to be advertising your business? Have you even thought about all the things that are needed, your budget for the next 3 years? What is it that you have budgeted for that business? So now it's just a planning. The business is not, you haven't even started the business, but you are still planning. Where do I see this business in the next 5 to 10 years? And which methods am I going to be using? How am I going to be advertising my business? How am I going to be, what's my budget? How much money would I need to spend? How much money would I need to invest? What is it? Where is it that I'm really going in the next 3 years? What is it exactly? What am I planning? So when you are planning your midterm planning, you should do that, and you also should have a short-term planning that focuses on the resources that you use in order to achieve your objectives. The short-term planning, this is how am I going to open my shop, what's going to be happening, you know, the day-to-day running of your businesses that you intend to start. So you need to plan that short term, how many workers will I be having, where the location, my business, where is exactly is it going to be, and how many people might I need, how do I need to, you know, introduce my business, how am I going to be doing, like your daily operations, what you're going to be doing each and every day. You also put it down, you write it down, you plan and say, okay, from 10 years, we are going to be doing this. This is my vision. I'm going to be having a lot of branches. For the medium term planning, I'm intending to be having what during that time, what exactly am I looking at, what do I really want to achieve, and then for the short term, the resources, the land, where is my business going to be? Are you going to be operating from home? Are you going to be operating online? Where exactly are you going to be, and why do you think that operating from that angle is going to bring you profits? Have you ever seen people around? Did you notice the business around where you think you're going to be operating? Do you think in the next 5 years that place is going to be viable for that kind of business that you'd want to start? What do you think? Do you think 3 years down the line that place is going to be relevant with what you really want to do? So you need to properly plan your business. Don't just wake up then you just start running without having a budget, without knowing where you're going to get a capital, without having those long-term goals, having a vision, without medium-term planning, without short-term planning. What is it that you exactly want, that you are expecting from that business? What is it that you have planned that this is what I'm going to do? And when you are planning, there are steps. Planning has got steps that you need to take as you plan. So your steps in planning, as I say, that we have got long-term planning, where we talked about your business 10 to 5 years. It might not be detailed, like exactly what is going to happen. If it really is a long-term planning, it might not be having all the details of what's going to happen, but it's just an overall direction where your business is going to go. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? How many branches? And then you go to medium-term planning. My budget, what is going to be happening? So it is very important to go through all the steps of planning so that you do not end up mixing or failing along the way. So as you have those secondary objectives, when you're having your midterm planning, your budget, how you are going to be advertising your business, the activities, everything that is going to be happening. And now you have your short term, how you are going to open that business, the resources that you need in order to achieve the goals that you have set for your business, in order to have the results that you intend to have. And you need to ask yourself, now you know where the building is going to be, the land. You need to ask yourself, how many workers should I appoint as I start my business? So you don't just recruit everyone else that comes and you end up with a lot of overheads. But as you plan properly your things, and you have everything written down, you know, I need 2 workers this for a start, or I just need 1 worker. You know where you are going. I need how much. I need this place. And you now need to move to the steps of planning. So when you are planning, there are some things that you need to put into consideration. For example, you need to do a SWOT analysis. You identify your opportunities and your threats. You need to have a clear picture of your business that you can evaluate all these opportunities and threats. What are my opportunities? Where the place that I've said, okay, this is where I'm going to be doing my business. What are the opportunities that are there? What's my advantage? How am I going to be, taking advantage, having a competitive advantage over all my competitors? What exactly am I going to be doing? And what are my threats? You know, if you are clear of your threats, if you do that, you will be able to achieve your objectives, you'll be able to achieve your goals, you'll be able to have the desired results, because you know your opportunities and you know your threats, and you have a clear picture of how you have to mind, and manage your weaknesses, the threat that you are seeing on ground. You also need to have, to ask yourself, what are the chances that my market is going to increase? What are the chances that it might decrease at this place? Where you are right now, where you want to go and operate, are there chances that your market will increase, or there are chances that there are high chances that the market might decrease? What will make your business thrive even when things are tough at such a place? So you need to be having this. You need to know you have objectives that indicate the direction in which your business will move. You need also to identify, come up with a budget, and you also analyze and see what's going to be my plan of action. How am I going to start everything? It is very important. So you need to know where you are going, how you are going to achieve your goals, and what your desired end results for your plans. And when you have everything, you have drawn up your budget, you know what your threats, your opportunities that are there, you know where you really want to do your day-to-day activities, how you have planned them, you know your 2 years objectives and what you need to do, all your plans. When you have everything, a clear picture, how you are going to advertise your business, how you are going to do, when everything has been planned, now you are then able to start implementing the plan. So planning is very important. It's like laying a foundation. Don't just start a business without proper planning. Don't start a business that you do not even have a vision, that you don't even see existing in the next 5 or 10 years. Tell yourself, what I'm starting today, am I going to leave a legacy? Am I going to do something that even my children or grandchildren are going to say, yes, this was done properly. Yes, this person really sat down and he saw this threat, he saw these opportunities. Of course, there are some things that inevitable that might come, but they should come to someone, to an entrepreneur who has really organized everything and written down everything and knows how he is going to be focusing, how he is going to, which route is the direction that the business is going to take. So lay a good foundation. Put everything down, write everything down. You are like building a house. If your foundation is not strong, that means that that house is not going to be strong when the wind comes. The same, if your foundation for your business is not strong, that means 2-3 years down the line, or just in 1 year, you might see yourself failing. You might see yourself becoming unsuccessful because you did not have long-term planning, medium-term planning, and short-term planning. You did not list down your company objectives. You did not follow every procedure that you needed to do as you thoroughly planned. So I want to encourage you, go back again, sit down. Where exactly do you want to have that business? How are you going to be operating? How are you going to be advertising your business? What is going to be happening concerning that business? What's your budget? What's your final plan? What exactly do you really want to achieve after starting that business? And where do you see yourself going with that kind of business? What are the threats? What are the opportunities that are there? And don't ignore the threats that are there. Don't ignore the things that you might see. They might need attention. When you ignore those things, they will cause you to fall along the way. They will cause you, to not to have profit. But the overall goal is for you to have profit. So go and thoroughly plan. Go and list down your common objectives, your end results, what exactly you want, and do all the stages, the 3 stages of planning for you to be a successful entrepreneur.